partner. Welcome to Morning Writing, 2 hours of live stream writing accountability from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by a Share What You Did wrap up chat. You can keep me in the background as white noise for whatever it is you happen to be working on, or you can read along, follow along with me as I get my own work done during these 2 hours. You will not get an April Fool's joke from me here, as I am not a huge fan of pranking, and also I have work to do. Now, you will notice as I get all the live stream things just squared away for the live chat at the end of the 2 hours work, you will see that as I do this, that I work in tabs. This serves two functions. One, it helps me to keep from overtaxing my computer so that I can continue using it until I've saved enough to fix it, replace it, all the things. So that is reason number one. And reason number two is that I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and it is very important for me to just set things up from the get-go to be as distraction-free as possible. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting the live feeds squared away, and then I'll have their tabs accessible the entire time, but I won't be ducking in till the end for the live chat, where I'll briefly summarize what all I'm getting done today in case you weren't reading along, and then we'll respond to all comments and questions left in the live chats on both YouTube and Twitch during the live stream. Alright, so I've got that squared away, and now it's time for me to get some work going. And actually, let's see, the first task on my list has to do with ink shares. I realize I said that you can keep this window open in the background as white noise, as though we were in a digital shared workspace. I do talk to myself, which is why I've never gone to an actual shared workspace. I did a while back, over a year ago, I did try doing the whole shared workspace thing during NaNoWriMo. They had it at the there was, the writers local to my area all agreed to get together at the Athenaeum and in the study area downstairs to do our writing, and I went, and it was just so nerve-wracking being there to write and not being allowed to talk to myself, because I can sit and read silently, but sitting and writing silently takes a great deal more effort. I don't know how many of you are Christian, Catholic, whatever, but today being Easter Sunday, that means this past Friday was Good Friday, and during Good Friday, you observe 3 hours of contemplative silence symbolic of the 3 hours that Christ was on the cross before he died. Being nailed to the cross rather than just tied to the cross. Because there were two different punishments. One was being nailed, one was just being tied up. If you were tied to the cross, you could survive on the cross for about a week. If you were nailed to the cross, you would survive for just a few hours. And so, symbolic of the Trinity, it is said that, it is reported, I suppose you could say, that he was on the cross for 3 hours. So there's 3 hours of silence, and I actually had to go down to my landlord's office and roll quarters, because I live at AS 220, and part of the lease is that I have to volunteer 5 hours each month, which is great. No problem doing that. It was tricky being there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours really, rolling quarters and not being able to speak to anyone in the offices as they're speaking around me, especially since my OCD really, I haven't boiled this yet, really wants me to butt in and be perpetually proving my usefulness and my cheerfulness and my entertainment value and all of that. So, but yeah, actual shared workspaces where you're not talking, but maybe that was just because we were in the Athenaeum, which is a lending library, so so yes, that's not what I hit. Interesting.